Hey guys, hope you are going well, and we are continuing our recaps of the amazing Penny Dreadful Season 3. This is episode 2, Predators Far and Near. I need to start off by just saying, fuck you, Penny Dreadful. Fuck you. No, like, I'm totally joking. I mean that in the best possible way, because there was a cliffhanger at the end of this that I was gonna say I didn't see coming. Okay, maybe I saw it coming deep down, like in my heart of hearts. Like I saw it coming, but that optimistic version of myself just wished that it wasn't gonna be the case. Stopping right there, let's back it up. Let's start with the beginning of the episode, and this being our first appearance for the season for Dorian Gray and partner in crime, Lily. So they are visiting this underground torture show with all these old, rich guys who gather around in a circle and sit back and watch as some poor innocent girl gets brutally attacked and tortured and killed. I wasn't sure how far that show scenario was intending to play out, but before anything got heated, Dorian and Lily pretty much step up and just kill everyone there. And they have a good time. Over in America, an Inspector Rusk is like holding on for dear life, trying to stay in control of the investigation to try and follow Ethan and bring him in, apprehend him, which was, his job in the first place. I've got to say, I didn't think we'd be seeing Rusk again for a while, if at all. I either thought his character would sort of fizzle out after losing Ethan on the train last episode, or that we wouldn't maybe see him until much later, when hopefully his character does something pretty big and pays off in a big way, because Rusk has just developed this unhealthy obsession of apprehending Ethan and bringing him to justice, which is kind of interesting, but don't really feel like it's going anywhere at this point. Hecate was just biding her time, following by at a safe distance, watching Ethan until the right moment, which of course is going to be during a full moon and during Ethan's transformation, which was a really awesome scene. Like, Ethan transforming is always just brutal, gory fun. We didn't get any resolution from that. I wonder if we will see Hecate and Ethan sort of strike some kind of alliance, at least in a short-term sense. And I think that would be a really interesting way to go, because if they do form some sort of truce or some sort of alliance, it will absolutely just gut Vanessa to her core to find that out. Speaking of Vanessa, back in London, she is still making her weekly visits with Dr. Seward, and we can assume that 1 week has gone past because she returns for her appointment. And there we have, what's his name again? I just had it in the tip of my tongue. It starts with an R. Renfield. There we have the secretary, Renfield, who is there looking very, skeezy as ever. And we know that he's now working for Dracula. I really liked how they broke this scene up. So Vanessa comes in and Dr. Seward tells her to retell her story and puts a cylinder on to record the story. And Vanessa's like, well, how much cylinder do you have? The show then cuts away for a little bit of Jekyll and Frankenstein time, and by the time it comes back to the doctor's office, Vanessa is looking mighty disheveled. She is finished recanting or retelling her tale, and Dr. Seward, she is sitting there in the exact same position that we left her, looking very still, but there's sort of something that's changed behind her eyes. She gets up to light herself a cigarette, and in that moment you sort of see, for the first time since we've met Dr. Seward, who's been nothing but a really blank, stern canvas, when she lights this cigarette and admits to Vanessa that it's actually quite a dirty habit. It's almost like a vulnerability, that she is human, that she does have, a weakness, that she does have habits. And in that moment, there's suddenly an equal playing field between the two women. In this episode, I noticed there were a couple of really nice, subtle throwbacks. The first one being when Vanessa is retelling her story and brings up Mina from season 1 and how that is one huge dark regret of hers. There's another moment later on when Dr. Frankenstein has a short sort of memory when he's seeing Jekyll's new incredible lab. By the way, I love the art direction and that set of Dr. Jekyll's lab. That is so cool. And Dr. Frankenstein takes a moment when he's looking at the barber's chair in the middle there, and he talks about Brona, who is of course also from season 1, the original Lily, and says that really nice, like quite a nice line, beautifully written line I should say, when he says that he stopped he stopped her life when she was Brona, and then he gave her back her life as Lily. Now the final big storyline for me is the lovely courtship between Vanessa and Dr. Sweet, and I am just crushed beyond belief to learn that Dr. Sweet is actually a ruse and he is Dracula. Dr. Sweet was the first man, probably the first person, not just man, to bring a light to Vanessa's eye since Ethan left. And I am just, I'm sad, but I'm also I'm sad for on Vanessa's behalf, but also it's one of those moments where it's like, of course it is. Of course Vanessa would be drawn to that darkness in Dr. Sweet, or that entity, that being of Dracula, of Dr. Sweet, one and the same. By the way, it is also awesome that she has the guts to ask him out. I love that about her personality and about her character, the fact that she's always been bold, and when Dr. Seward tells her to do something that makes you happy, she goes straight to the Natural History Museum, she goes straight to his lecture, sits down, participates in the discussion about the scorpions, which was really cute by the way, and then the music came in, that like lovely tinkly theme music for Vanessa that always happens when there's a sliver of hope, or they want you to be optimistic about a hopeful future for her. And then 15 minutes, 20 minutes later, by the end of the episode, all your hopes and dreams are dashed. Guys, that pretty much does it for this week's recap of episode 2. The biggest question I'm going to ask you, did you see this coming? Did you see it coming that Dr. Sweet was going to be the epitome of hell on earth and all that is evil? Did you see it coming? I mean, I'm in two minds. On the one hand, I'm like, well, obviously I did see it coming. And then on the other hand, I think that naive part of me was like, no, I didn't see it coming. I wanted them to live happily ever after. Guys, leave me comments in the comment section down below. Let me know what you thought of this episode. I would really love to know. If you haven't already, guys, also subscribe to my channel. Keep up to date with my other movie and TV reviews. And I will see you guys next week. Bye.